Season 3 of the Emmy Award-winning Ted Lasso is well underway. And in a Canadian Daytime exclusive, Jason Sudeikis and Brendan Hunt bring us up to speed and hopefully shed some light as to whether or not this truly is the final season. Now, Jason, Ted definitely finds himself at a bit of a stressful crossroads in Season 3. He's divorced, his ex-wife has moved on, his relationship with his son is a bit tense. How would you describe Ted Lasso here in Season 3?
I think Ted always loved the sport and loved the guys that he was, having the opportunity to coach and the people he was coaching with. But I think, through a little bit of just, his own ignorance, didn't quite understand the intricacies of the game, and yet a little bit more has probably seeped in than he realized. And so now he has this opportunity to put towards the actual sport and towards the play on the pitch some philosophies and theories that resonate with things that he already has in him. And I think that'll bring with it a level of enthusiasm that you can't help but when you have a better understanding of what the heck you're doing, that you do it with a little bit more fervor. At least that's the way I've felt with things that I was bad at and didn't understand. Then at some point cracked a little bit of the code for myself. There were years before I had no idea how to read and write, and then I figured that out, and I haven't looked back.
Brendan, what about Coach? Where do we find Coach here in Season 3?
He's kind of the. And I say this with affection, he's actually secretly maybe the least interesting character on the show because he has changed the least over the course of these seasons. He's merely adopted a slightly more European silhouette, clothing-wise. So he's still there for Ted. He's still has his toxic relationship with Jane, for which he's so addicted to the pheromones he can't see the burning forest for the sexy trees, and he's probably madder at Nate than anyone else at Richmond, and he's absolutely dying to beat West Ham.
Jason, Emmy nominations, they are announced in a couple of months. And if you're nominated and win again in September, you will join a very exclusive group, which includes currently only 4 actors, chief among them, Canadian favorite Michael J. Fox, each having won 3 consecutive Best Comedy Actor Emmys in a row. Can you tell us what would that mean to you?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I can't even, I can't believe I even won it twice.
I couldn't believe you won it once.
Exactly. So, this is why I keep him around, stay humble. So between the two of you, there's a storm raging in me. Your optimism and his pessimism, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's nice to get dressed up and hang out with people.
You get a free steak.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ted Lasso, of course, is known for its life lessons, and perhaps the most famous being Be a Goldfish. Brendan, is there a particular life lesson through the seasons, one that's maybe really stuck with you?
The be curious, not judgmental, I think, is a really wonderful bit of wisdom. That's not ours. It's credited to Walt Whitman, but that is perhaps apocryphal. But I think there is a lot of wisdom and even action in those 4 words. And if more people held that closer to the heart, that could do us no harm in this world.
And before we let both of you go, I have to ask, because there's so much discussion out there amongst the fan base. I know the initial plan was for a 3-season run, but what can you tell us about the future of Ted Lasso? Is this truly it? Is this the final season?
It is as of now. Yeah, we have not, sat down to have a moment. This is the story that we wanted to tell, that we were lucky enough for folks to respond to the show. We're lucky enough to have, Apple and Warner Brothers, specifically Apple mostly, pay for the show. So yeah, we're flattered that we get to even, tell these 3 seasons and the story. But yeah, what's beyond here, we, haven't really had a moment's, a moment to even consider it, to be honest.
All right, Jason and Brendan, thank you so much. Real pleasure having you both with us here on TMS.
Absolutely. Take care.
And a reminder, you can catch season 3 of Ted Lasso. It is currently streaming on Apple TV+.